Hi everybody, Abby Normal here, back at the tree again. So I made a video here yesterday to talk about divine timing, and I talk about some of my just normal life stuff on a really basic level of what divine timing, how that has been a unique experience for me transitioning from the real world where you live sort of by a corporate standard of life. You got to be, your life is based around your job, and then everything else is based around that. Even your kids' lives are based around your job, because you got to go to work by this time, and then you got to figure out how you're going to go to your kids' events or how you're going to get kids after school based on your job. I mean, job is always number one. Kids are always sort of second in line. You get home from work, you're worn out from working your job, so even then you can't really make the time for your kids like you would otherwise. You know what I mean? So we have this thing called human time, right? What's human time? It's based on what time do we have to get up in the morning, what time do we need to get ready by so we can get on the road, how long is it going to take to get through rush hour traffic so we can get to our jobs on time, and then, how do we get on time with our jobs because we got performance management goals and all this other stuff going on, and then we have calls and interviews and meetings and all this stuff at these specific times, and so we're constantly living by a standard of time. So as human beings, this is what we know about divine timing. That's not divine timing, that's human timing. I don't know if I helped make that clear in the video that I made yesterday, talking about kind of my life experiences, because what does now mean? What is actually the power of now? What is the now time actually mean? As a human being, what does it mean? It means you need to be at work by this time and you gotta be there right now. Oh crap, I'm running late and I'm supposed to be at work right now. But what is divine time? What is now when divine time? In the realm and the essence and the musical notes that are spiritual, saying the time is now for you. What level is that on? So I want to talk a little bit about the intermingling from the spiritual timing into our human timing. Because if you're going to be on a spiritual journey, you have got to learn how to let go of the need for things to happen based on your human perception of when things need to get done. Because it doesn't work that way. That's what my video was about, is how weird and how hard it has been for me to step from what are years of customer service-based jobs teaching me about the humanistic version of time and when things need to happen into a spiritual, full-time spiritual experience. It's not just about getting work done for people, helping people in my life, which is what I thrive. That's what makes me thrive, is I love to help people and I love to share my spiritual experiences, and I love to talk about the spirit realm. I love to channel spiritual beings. I love to talk to everything. I love to talk to trees and to plants and to birds and Mother Earth and angels and alien beings and stars and planets. And I like to teach people how they too can talk to all of these things. So my role is I have to go to school each and every day based on Spirit's guidance. I don't even know what each and every day is going to be like. When the full moon rises and then it's the new moon, the energy shifts these days are so continual. It's hard to keep up. And sometimes you go into weird moon phases where the learning is very vulnerable. And you've got to face certain things you've never experienced before on a spiritual level even. And they can be very derailing. And for you to go through these deep, perplexing experiences, and you're just not right time to share about them yet. For instance, the video I made about my March experiences, that's a very test-worthy spiritual experiences to see how strong in love I am, and to prove to me the power of love and how that can even transform the interactions and experiences that we as human beings have with alien beings. Alien beings that humanity has deemed as the most evil, most terrible, most awful alien beings in the universe. They aren't as awful as we think they are. They actually do not know what love is. So if we are going to be afraid of them, hate them, we are just giving them what they already know. Why don't we give them something they don't know? Why don't we give them love? And so through those very vulnerable, overwhelming experiences in March, I learned for myself the power of love. So when did divine timing come in? Divine timing in March was for me to have these spiritual experiences. Whether I was felt as a human being ready for those experiences or not, they were to be had. And so now you have them, and there's no getting out of it, and you have to figure out what you're going to do in a state of being completely and utterly in your own world without anybody really to communicate with, because it's for your learning. I didn't make a video to talk about those experiences until April, and I wasn't quite sure as a human being if I would make those videos or not. So I have to work with Spirit in order to feel out what is the balance of what is actually appropriate. Part of it is hard because as a human being, I don't understand my own learning, because ego is such a part of our experience. So much of our decision making is based on ego, is based on what is the best choice as we logically would perceive as a human being. Ego tells us this is how you should behave in public. Ego tells us this is how you should talk about your spiritual experiences. Ego says people aren't ready for your awesomeness, so you need to stay unawesome for the rest of the world to see how you're kind of like they are, so you fit in. And then you can be awesome inside yourself in your own time, because that's probably going to be better for your job. It's going to be better for your family and for your friends. And so ego is so far in control, and we're so wound up in ego, and we're so wound up in a structured day-to-day life cycle that deals with time that has nothing to freaking do with divine timing. So again, I am perplexed on how to really define what is divine timing. It is letting go of everything you ever knew about being human and just letting Spirit totally guide your path. What is it to be human? One of the hardest things I've realized is to walk around with your eyes closed, to know what it's truly like to be a blind person on a level that you can see. I can see the trees here, I can see you, I can see everything. But I'm going to close my eyes, and I am not going to choose anything for my life. I'm actually going to allow Spirit to manifest what are the needs of my soul now. What I desire deep within my heart is to transform people's lives. What I desire deep within my heart is to change the world. What I desire deep within my heart is to see Mother Earth thriving and happy, and see human beings really interacting and connecting with her on a deep level, but see children communicating and interacting with her on a deep level. Because there's something about the world today and electronics and television that really separates kids from having that deep nurturing connection with the earth. And that is our truth. We are the earth. We are the earth. I am a living tree. I am a human being, but I'm also a living tree walking around and thinking in a free will environment. And I feel disconnected, but I am not. It's part of ego. The illusion is the gift of this world to feel that I am a singularity, that I am an individual, that I am not a part of God's infinite light and bliss, and that I have to give up my life to, a religious doctrine in order to be good enough to go to heaven. Because if I don't do that, then there's potential I could go to hell. Maybe I won't be good enough for God. That type of thinking is really, really, really awful. It makes me want to puke inside when I feel it, when I think about it, when it just bothers me. So divine timing for the human race. When is it? Do you know when divine timing is for the human race to evolve into a reflection of love, of lovers, of huggers, of Mother Earth, just connected, just loving Mother Earth, loving human beings, loving in a way that we've never loved before, putting all of our guns down already, letting go of the need to support a structure that is suppressing our abilities to love and are suppressing our abilities to be aligned with divine timing, is promoting us to be imprisoned slaves, and then filling us with these happy commercials to go buy new things and see how beautiful and happy these people are. Maybe you could be like them one day if you got plastic surgery, and maybe you could make a bunch of money, and then you could own your own island, and everything would be hunky-dory. These commercials, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle of this world. Where's divine timing in all of this? So divine timing is all about now. What is now mean? In an infinite universe where there is no time, what does now actually mean? When is now? When are you living? So just to briefly talk about this, are you living in the past? Are you living in the present? Or are you living in the future? And how do you know? One way you can tell that you're living in the past is the way that you interact with your relationships. If you feel vulnerable to make a commitment to somebody because you've had, 10 relationships where you fell in love and it didn't work out and your heart was broken, and now you finally meet the one and you can't, you feel vulnerable to make that intimate connection with them because of your past, you're still living in the past. How do you heal from those experiences? You have to let go of fear, right? Ego and fear are best friends. And where's divine timing in all of this? So you meet the one. You meet this person that's transformed your life, but you're so afraid to let go of your fears and connect with them. So divine timing is a gift. It's an opportunity for you to explore yourself and to learn about what you choose. Divine timing is, do you choose love for yourself or do you not? You chose it at other times, and it was a learning experience for your soul and for the other soul. And there's nothing but beauty involved in this. The more we choose to see our challenges in life as extraordinarily beautiful moments, vulnerable moments, moments where we learned and grew in ways that we could not have without them, now we are living amongst divine timing, because divine timing, spiritual divine timing, is all about love. It's all about acceptance. It's all about discovering that every experience in your life is part of the healing of your soul. Every experience, even the painful ones, are the deepest wounds within your soul that are up at the surface, and you need to look at them, you need to face them, and you need to see how worthy and deserving of love you are so you can heal those wounds with love, not heal those wounds with more, I fucking hate this, and on and on and on, cuss nuggets in her head, can't stop the angry sharks from swimming, want to, punch people in the face, hate everything about our lives. That's not us living in divine timing. That's us succumbing to our egos, hating this universe, hating this world. That is not us living in divine timing. You see, divine timing is about love. Divine timing is about the essence of the experience itself as the most beautiful gift of that moment, and to allow ourselves to find the courage and the strength within to face those fears and to work through them and now feel empowered. Now find something bigger and bolder about ourselves. So this is what I have to say about divine timing. Another video about divine timing. This has been on my mind for weeks now to talk about divine timing, and I made that video yesterday. I haven't shared, and I didn't share it because I don't know if I identified it well enough. What does now mean? What does now mean when you're a human being? One more thing I want to talk about here with this, and I don't mean to make this a long video, but as human beings, we're always really quick to say, I gotta be places now. I would really like to buy this dress right now. I don't really have the money, but I don't really care because I want this now. And I really like this guy. I'm really hot for him, so I'm just gonna, go date him right now. And, without really getting to know him, I'm just, whatever. We live by these sort of weird, I need now type of feelings. But then when Spirit asks you to look deeper within yourself, it's like, no, I'm not going to do that right now. Spirit people, that's for you whenever that is not for me. I am not ready. Like when it gets uncomfortable, that's divine timing. It's time to face the music of change and to dance in the music of change and to delight in the music of change. So what is the essence of now? There is divine timing that is now, and there is your human free will choice to say, not right now. And a lot of us will say now to our jobs that we feel miserable in, now to our relationships that we are not ready to leave. This is very, very common topics. A lot of people are challenged by relationships. A lot of people are challenged by their jobs. A lot of people feel like they're ready for changes and new things but don't know how to get there. But when Spirit gives you the platter of this is what you should do, oftentimes we're like, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to wait for something else to happen, and that would be better for me and the time I am on than your guys' time. So I hope this makes sense. So what are you going to do when you get that feeling that it's a spiritual divine time? Are you going to say it's not my time, it's not time for me yet? Or are you going to say, you know, I'm going to let go of my ego. I'm going to let go of my fears about what I think is the right time. And I'm going to trust you guys, blindly trust in the spirit realm. I don't have a freaking clue how this is going to work, but I am just going to walk away from this job today, or I'm going to, you know, this, that, or the other thing. I will give you one more example, and dang it, I'm trying to make this short. But before I left my full-time job in April, I was getting regular, repetitive jabs from Spirit to just get up and leave my job right now. And I wouldn't do it because I was trying to do the right thing. And I just wanted to make sure, because when you leave your full-time job to go do this work full-time, there's a fear about, am I going to be financially supported enough to survive without a guaranteed paycheck? Well, I waited and waited, and then finally I did the right thing in June and put in my 2 weeks, which kind of a little bit extended because, you know, a coworker was on vacation, and so I stuck around to help the team. And I'm telling you, a part of me still thinks about, if I would have left in April, I wonder how my summer would have been different if I would have just trusted my spirit guides and just blindly left. And did it make a difference? Did it really matter? And because when I left in June, I actually was so sick. I was dealing with some of the worst spiritual nightmares of my entire life. And it was brutal. It was totally brutal for me to stay in that job. I mean, I never in my life fathomed the type of experiences that I had. And part of that was my ego lashing out, attracting negative things into my life to derail me and influence me to stay in the job and not to pursue my spiritual dreams. And ego does that. And we don't know. We really do not know what the future holds, what next week holds, what 2 weeks from now looks like, or even a year from now looks like. Your spirit guides do. That's what blind trust is about just trusting and having faith and knowing it's okay to just be freaking excited about life and see what happens. Just go for it and see what happens, and know that, put that in your bucket list of completed things. You closed your eyes, you took a step of blind faith, you knew that this was the right thing to do, even though nothing about the timing felt right, and you just went for it. And now watch as the spirit realm helps you across this entire ravine where there is no pathway, there is no bridge, there is no direction, and you don't fall. You entirely find a way to invisibly move through this whole thing almost flawlessly. You'll look back and say, I don't even know how I freaking did it, but somehow I did it. And I know it was because of the spirit realm. It was because they were telling me to, and I just went for it, and it worked. That is letting go of ego, that is letting go of human time, and that is trusting in the spirit realm. So there you go. My video, part 2, divine timing with Abbey Normal, at my tree, my super tree. All right. I hope you like this video. I hope this video makes a little bit more sense, additional sense to the first video that I made. And just think about it. Just think about what divine timing means to you. Think about how you live your life right now. Think about how you could just let go and allow yourself to be swept away by something else, by a different version of timing, by just allowing spirit to guide you at every moment and be pleasantly surprised. All right. Well, thank you for watching my video. If you'd be interested in connecting with me one-on-one, I would absolutely love to share psychic wisdom or shamanic healing with you in your life. Please visit my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching my video, and thank you for supporting my channel.